Hello viewers, this is Mark here, and I have got another RU game with the same team from my previous RU video, and this time it is against b2j135. So, looking at my opponent's team, I've played him in RU before, so I do know a couple of the pokes, and I know that the big threat is going to be the Drudigan, as it is choice banded, and a choice banded outrage will 2-hit KO anything on my team, even Aggron I reckon, because I don't have any defense or HP investment. Looking at it from my end though, if I can get up a rock polish from the Aggron, then I can probably sweep his team. And I've also just got to watch out for that lantern because the dual stabs of electric and water, I've got 3 Pokemon weak to those, so I've just got to bear that in mind in the game. So let's jump straight into it. So, same as before, I just lead with my Rotom, as I don't really have a set lead for this team, and Rotom it is pretty quick, and if I can't directly threaten my opponent's lead, then I can always just switch out to an appropriate counter, or if I think my opponent will switch out or not attack, then I can just sub down. Which is exactly what happens here, because the obvious stealth rocks are super obvious, and I can just sub down and then fire off a Thunderbolt on the next turn, as he just goes for the Rock Blast just to break the sub, and he does indeed break the sub. Now, the Lantern switch is pretty obvious, so there's no need going for the Thunderbolt again here. I can just go for the Shadow Ball, as it will knock out the Armado if he stays in, and it will hit the Lantern if it comes in, which is exactly what happens. Shadow Ball does about a third here. I was kind of expecting it to do a little bit more than that, as it is stab and it is life orb, but lanterns, they do have the ridiculously high HP stat. They are very bulky, so I can just go to my Gardevoir here to take any special hit. I was kind of hoping he was bluffing the Volt Absorb and might actually have the Water Absorb instead, but that's not the case. He does have the Volt Absorb, and I don't see any recovery, I don't see any leftovers on this lantern, so I'm kind of guessing it's choice spec by the amount I did to Gardevoir there. But it's not a problem, I can definitely live another one and just get that wish off as he switches out into the Superior. Now, this is the other poke that I've seen before. I know he's dual screens with the Glare and the Giga Drain, so there's nothing really that can threaten the Gardevoir, so I can just stay in and go for that T-Wave just to cut its speed, as Superior is very, very quick. I don't want that thing outspeeding anything on my team, and I can just go into Slowking, and you know what time it is. It's Peanut Butter Belly Drum time, so I can just come in here. I'm pretty safe apart from the Giga Drain, which I don't think it'll do that much. I am max HP and I've got naturally decent special defense, so I can just go for that Trick Room as my opponent just gets up the Light Screen as well as the Reflect. So I can just go for the Belly Drum here. He didn't know what was coming, so he just goes for the Glare. Glare does seem a little bit strange, as it now means that I can outspeed him. He was previously faster than me in the Trick Room, but now I outspeed. So I can just fire off that +6 Drain Punch. So now Slowking is in his element. He can just start wrecking stuff, or not, as is the case, is that +6 Drain Punch, that is +6 attack, that's something like 900 plus attack, only does about a third to that Superior. True, it is a bulky Pokemon and it is behind the Reflect, but it looks like it's going to be a losing battle here against this Giga Drain. As you can see, I do get paralysed, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, as now he's back up to full HP. I have to switch out here, as Slowking can still be some use in the future, just to get that regenerated boost back, and just go into the Gardevoir, which does wall the Superior. But he also switches out, he predicts that, and goes into the Drudigan, which is a really good play. Trick Room is down now, so I will outspeed, and I can just go for that Thunder Wave. So I leave Gardevoir in here, just in order to get that paralysis off. I have to cripple his biggest threat, really. That Drudigan, without this paralysis, might be able to do a number on my team. So Gardevoir goes down, it is a crit, but that does not matter here, as I'll show you. And the Light Screen wears off, so I can bring in the Glaceon, and that is 130 base special attack. Ice Beam, which is stab, and that is just going to wreck the Drudigan. He can't switch out, he's locked into the Outrage, so the Drudigan goes down. So now things are going to look a little bit better here for me now. That Drudigan, which was a big threat, is gone. But in comes Clefable, and I can't really touch Clefable with Glaceon. Its special defense is so good. And fearing the status move, I just switch out into Slowking, which is a good play. I can also now switch out again, just to get a bit more regenerate recovery off, and just go into the Aggron, which does directly threaten the rest of his team now. And if he decides to stay in, then I can just get that Rock Polish off, and just start the sweep, which is what he does. He goes to the Seismic Toss, which will cut my survivability with the Life Orb, but not too drastically. So now that I do outspeed everything on his team, I can just start to wreck stuff, and I go for the Head Smash on the Clefable, but he switches out, and the Head Smash misses, but that's not a problem. I can just go for the Heavy Slam, and that will just OHKO this Gallade. That is a very, very strong hit. I did not expect that to happen, but I guess Aggron is an awful lot heavier than Gallade. As he comes in with the Lantern now, he did tell me at the time that he forgot that I just had the Rock Polish up, so that was a bit of a hurt dirt play on his side of the field there. He did really need the Lantern, as I said earlier on, just to check a lot of my team. It's got the super effective stab moves, and it is choice specs, as we found out, so that is, that is going to be very threatening, but it is gone. Blast, but now he can just go into his superior. We saw how well that took a +6 Drain Punch earlier on from Slowking, and now it's taking a hit. 150 base power hit from Aggron, that's stab power as well. But he doesn't kill me off, he goes for the Glare, which is a little bit strange, as it does mean that I can now kill off Superior, and he goes into Clefable, and he doesn't kill it off again here, which means I can just go for the Head Smash, and just clean take out Clefable. I was a bit surprised, because that's 2 kills now that Aggron shouldn't really have got in this game. But I guess he just wanted to get that wish off to Amaldo. He saw that as his best Pokemon really that could take on the rest of my team. But if he'd killed off the Aggron, he might still have had the opportunity to get the wish off later on in the game perhaps, so he probably should have killed it off, that's what I would have gone for. But his Amaldo now is back up to full HP. It's not too much of a problem, I still have 3 pokes left I think at this point. So I can just go into Road and get the Pain Split off, as Amaldo doesn't really have any reliable form of recovery outside of leftovers, as he just goes for the Rock Blast, but I lived that, I can just go for the Shadow Ball. I thought this would take it out, but obviously Amaldo is a lot bulkier than I thought. He's got naturally fairly decent special defense I guess, and he can just take me out. So I can just go into Glaceon here and go for that win, but nope.
Surprise, motherfucker!
I can go for the Hyper Beam win, ladies and gentlemen, score some serious style points. Look at this animation, that is just beautiful, and that will be good game. Motherfucking Hyper Beam for the win, ladies and gentlemen. So that was a really good game, b2j135. He does upload videos. I think he was saying that he was going to try and get his side of the battle uploaded. So I will leave a link in the channel description. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.